and you are watching Gov's Radio. This is where you go if you want to see something or if you want to hear something funny. Coming up in just a couple of minutes. This is a joke I told. What? I'm not on Gov Radio? Call the police. Call my agent.
Remember, because what you hears today, you got to tell the birthed tomorrow. I'm looking behind us now, across the count of time, down the long hall, into history back. I sees the end, what with the start. Right! And somebody did come. Remember,
this is for Slice's birthday tomorrow, everybody. To this line, my baby's loving cause the sun is shining. Here's my pretty thing. Here's my pride and joy. Here's my sweet little baby. I'm his little lover toy. Baby, love my baby, heart and soul. Love like ours, the won't never go. Here's my sweet little thing. Here's my pride and joy. Pride and joy. Here's my sweet little baby. I'm his little lover toy. Stay with him until the end of time. Here's my sweet little thing. Here's my pride and joy. Here's my sweet little baby. I'm his little lover toy. Well, love my baby, heart and soul. Love like ours won't never go. Here's my sweet little thing. Here's my pride and joy. My sweet little baby, I'm his little love toy. Thanks, everybody.
Tony, you're the best. You're hysterical. Tony, you're a phony baloney. Listen. All right, I'm going to write Tony a song right here. Ready? Tony. He's full of baloney. Tony, come on, man. Help me out here. Tony, don't get emotional. Tony, I love you. All right, Mr. Walker. All right, because of all this bullshit with Tony Walker, I'm losing people as we sit here. I'm watching the numbers go. All right. Tony, you're the best. You're hysterical. Tony, I love you. Tony's got half of ass. Some say that it's made of glass. He fell on it one August day. Broke his ass in many ways. Humpty Dumpty had a fall. Tony Walker was the wall. Had an issue with his leg. Now he thinks he's egg. He ate an egg. My friend Tony Walker. I'll punch you right in the freaking eye. Not you, Tony. I can never punch you because I love you too much. I can't punch somebody like you. And you can't even run after me. It's not even a fair fight. It's not even fair. All right? Tough guy? Tony, you're a phony baloney. I'm gonna cry. Tony, you're the best. You're hysterical. Tony.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on a second. I'm still trying to. I just have one last thing I got to fix, and that's not it. Hang on. What in the world am I doing? Let me do that. Let me do that. And I should do that. And I think that's it. Okay.
I was here at the inauguration of this glorious comedy podcast.
Really?
Oh yeah, I remember the original sound room, and we had about 3 feet of actual studio space.
Wow.
That's true.
You're moving
I had to
on up.
listen.
Tony
I had
Walker.
to sit on Tony's lap for the first show. I think he liked
Must
that.
have been sweet.
We've lost control already. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. It's Tuesday. We got some Tuesday trivia coming at you. Diane is here. And look who is here. When was the last time you were here? 2 years?
I think the last Ice Age.
James Russell Thompson is here, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to see you, pal. It's been way too long.
Yes, it has.
Definitely a member of our extended family, so we're happy to have him. Now, let me ask you, though.
Yes, sir.
Are you by yourself today? Did you bring
no.
anyone with you?
Well, he's asleep right now, but
He's
I'm
asleep
sure with
right
the right coaxing, you could stir him awake.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
James has he has a friend.
No. Actually, it's not an alter ego. Actually, a split personality.
Yes. Okay.
Split personality, but it's not really a split personality either. No, I have a I have a emotional support goose.
Oh, okay. Emotional support goose.
Yes,
I like it.
I have an emotional support goose, and I am a firm believer that everyone should have an emotional support goose. They are the best at dealing with situations that can become awkward.
Because having an emotional support goose isn't awkward.
And maybe, I mean, I would think maybe you could,
Cool.
maybe possibly save things right now.
I'm so excited.
It's possible. It's
I'm so
possible. I
excited.
could ask him.
You're going to ask him?
Goose,
Yeah.
Goose, you awake? Fuck off.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
He'll come. He'll
Come when he's ready. Okay.
Well, he does usually.
Well, yes, as we all do.
Yeah, so all that fucking OnlyFans goose porn. I mean, shit. I find horrible stuff. I mean, all this Chinese stuff. It's crazy.
So last week wasn't weird enough.
Oh my God.
So last week, and I don't know, I don't think I told you that these guys called me out on it, and I fessed up on Friday's show. I think it was last Tuesday. We had a hypnotist come in, and he, worked.
I missed
Wait, you mean the guys that were watching? Nobody thought that any of that was real, did they? You were the only person, and I still don't even believe you. He really thought I was hypnotized.
I am
I
not.
was just being a good, kind of obedient, playing along kind of co-host because I didn't want to embarrass the guy.
Right.
But it was terrible.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm probably not supposed to say that. But.
I mean, I've watched this guy's videos before.
There's one guest you'll never get back now.
Yeah, I've pretty much figured that because again, right. So on Friday, they were, they were asking in the comments. Well, it was. It wasn't even that. It was
Really?
Like, look at my
And then
fingers.
and then he'd go, sleep.
Right.
Right. And so, like, I was just put my head down because he put my head down. He thinks I'm asleep. I'm
I
like,
really did.
And I'm watching him, and he keeps going like this. He keeps looking at me.
Because I thought you really did. Because you were down. You weren't moving. He's moving your arms.
He said, keep your arms loose. So I was doing what I was trying to be
Really?
follow along.
But
and
you did.
In the hopes that something was really going to happen.
Yes, exactly.
I really wanted it to happen.
That's why I kept looking at you, because I really did think you were out. So when it was my turn, I was like, what's... And I was getting mad, so I kept looking at you, thinking I was doing something wrong.
No, but that's why I was doing it exactly as he said,
it's-
because I was trying to... I really wanted it to happen.
Yes,
I really
me
did.
too.
It's so funny though because I've actually been learning hypnotism. I'm an amateur hypnotist. I'm only at level 2. Okay.
Okay.
And level 2.
Out of how many?
There's like 75 levels.
Oh.
Okay. So I'm only at level 2, and level 2 is being able to put inanimate objects to sleep. Okay. I'll prove it right now. Okay?
Oh, okay, great.
Okay. Take that can of Zen. Pick up that can of Zen for me. Okay. Ready? Okay. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to toss the can of Zen onto the table. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. It's asleep.
Amazing.
That's a step up right
Amazing.
there.
That is a
Get better every week.
But then what really got me too is every time you look at my watch, you're going to giggle.
And we were just laughing because that was funny in itself.
Well, but I didn't understand, like, whenever he pointed at it, he was making like this weird noise, almost like a duck noise. I was like, what is he doing?
On.
That was making me laugh.
The whole thing was making me laugh.
All right, John Rusiello is watching. Good morning, my darling Diane. Great to see you smiling, beautiful face. John, I think you can confirm this. When John calls people, he does not like to wait. He wants a call back as fast as possible.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to talk to me yesterday. He reached out to you over the weekend. I had a very busy weekend. I said, John, I'll call you Monday after this show. I think it was like 1:02. I get a text. You forgot about me. I said, I didn't forget. I'm busy. Hang tight.
I don't think he was whining like that just to be.
Just like
you
that.
know.
Just
No,
like
I
that.
don't think so.
So I called him, and we spoke for a while. John, how are you feeling? John was not doing well yesterday.
Oh, no.
Had to run to the doctor. And that was the last I heard from him.
Oh,
so
see?
I texted him this morning, and I said, how you doing? I get nothing. You hear me? Nothing.
So have you not heard from him since? He's there?
Until the comments here.
Okay. That makes us worry, John.
That's right, fucko. Friend who's watching, who's the guy on the right? Are you guys doing the show from Target? What is the hat? What is that?
This is the new brand of cigars I brought into the store called Tampa Smokers.
Tampa Smokers. Emotional support goose. What a quack. Come on, this is James Russell. He's been here several times. He's a part of the family here. It has been
And an
a
original
while.
member of the Snack Pack. Thank you very much.
That's right. Former star of drink. What was it called? Smokes? Jokes and Insults.
Smokes, Jokes, and Insults.
That was a little show that we put together. We used to film it in the club, and it was James was the dealer and the cigar supplier, and there were 3 or 4 comedians in every show who would be smoking cigars, playing poker, and then just telling stories about life on the road as a comedian.
That's very cool.
Chris Monty, Kevin Downey Jr. We had
Mark Hirschman.
Mark Hirschman.
Who am I missing?
The other guy that was very forgettable.
Well, Roach,
No.
I think, jumped in.
We had Brian Roach.
Yeah, Chris Roach.
Chris Roach, thank you. And then oh God, Okerson was.
Carla
Carla
Okerson jumped in
was
once
on
or
there.
twice. Yeah,
And then we had that one riveting show with was it Mario?
oh, that's right. Mario jumped in
Mario,
for one show.
yes.
Mario Bosco. Yeah. Yeah. We're just trashing everybody today. Mario, who's
We're going to have
yeah.
fewer friends today.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
over.
much.
Yeah.
Pretty
No.
much.
But that, you know what? The good ones.
I'll go.
The
I'll go
good
now.
ones will
I'll-
stay.
I'll-
No, you
I'll go
stay
now.
right here.
It's okay.
That's fine.
So, what was it called? The Tampa what? Smokers?
Tampa Smokers.
How do you... So, the Huntington Humidor is where you will
This
find...
is my plug.
That's right. And we're promoting the show. and the place. Huntington Humidor, great place. If I smoked cigars, I would definitely be there more often because I enjoy hanging there, but I don't smoke cigars. But it's a great place. A lot of great guys hang out there. One of my absolute favorite people in the whole wide world, Joe Carletto, hangs out there.
He was there with me last night. Uh-oh.
John Rusiello is calling to
He
yell.
is. I'm glad. I want to hear his voice.
Oh, my goodness. Son of a bitch bastard.
Are you addressing me, sir?
Yes, I am.
Oh, well, first of all, hiya, sweetie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How do you
Good,
feel?
I've been better.
You've been better?
When Mr. Walker is now trying to elaborate on my tardiness. Okay, he should never talk. But first of all,
He's right.
at 9:10 in the morning, as when you text me, I couldn't get my phone. In fact, my phone was shut off because I had a lovely, beautiful, sexy medical person
Wow.
sticking a needle in my arm.
Are you? Does that mean you're in the hospital?
No, I'm out. I just got home. I made my my appointment for 7:00 in the morning so I could come home and watch the Knockem Dead
That's
comedy show.
amazing. Get me home. I have something important to do.
Exactly
I
right.
love that.
Mrs. Rusiello was very, very compliant with that.
Oh, that's
She said
great.
yes. She
Of course
says,
she was.
I said, I want to get home to watch the show. So they have to just to give you an update, which is no big deal, they had to give me another treatment of plasma.
Ah.
Because yesterday it was after talking to you I guess I get my levels go down when I talk to you, Tony.
Oh boy.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes.
As opposed to Diane, who gets very excited after talking to me.
Well, let me tell you now. This is why I'm here. I wouldn't miss the show for the world. I wouldn't miss Diane. I wouldn't miss Miami. Of course. I mean, and all the extended family from the Knockem Comedy Show. But you're trying to hurt my feelings. You can't hurt my feelings.
Because you don't have
All
it.
right. Yeah, exactly right. I'm immune. All right. So anyway, Diane, it's lovely to see you. All right. Say hello to Anthony.
I will.
All right.
I will, and I'm glad you're home, and I'm glad you're watching, and feel
thank
better.
you.
What kind of cigar do you? What's your favorite type of cigar?
My favorite type of cigar is a Romeo and Juliet, or a Davidoff, or a Davidoff as they call it. But that's my two favorite cigars. I also like a Perdomo once in a while.
I just asked for one. Calm down.
Yeah, well, I switch off.
Right.
I'm not I'm not a loyal cigar aficionado.
Well, I've heard about
All
that
right.
with you, with putting things in your mouth. You like to switch it up.
Well, exactly right. All right, eat your heart out.
Hey, in all seriousness, you do sound a hell of a lot better compared to yesterday. So
Yeah. This stuff they put in your arm is it's like it's liquid gold, as they call it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all good. It's all good.
Good.
And that's about it. So I'll let you go on with the show. This lovely gentleman.
All right.
that you
Get
have
comfy.
on.
We'll do our best to keep you entertained.
that's right.
Thank you, sweetheart. All right. And by the way, all right, Diane, I just want to say one thing. Tony, he's not going to mention it on the show, but when
you
we
are.
talked about this guest that he had on Friday, he was like upset with him for a lot of reasons. And one of the reasons was he didn't like the way he was looking at you. That's the only way I'm going to say, and I give him a lot of credit for that.
Who didn't
All right.
like the way?
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Who didn't like the way? Who was looking at me?
Oh, I
Tony-
know what he's talking about. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
You can fill
Okay.
me in. Okay.
Explain it to her, Tony.
Well-
but that's why I love him. All right, he's a true guy. He's not like he appears to be.
Who was the guest on Friday? I'm drawing a blank. Who was my guest on Friday, John?
The hypnotist.
Oh no, that was Tuesday.
That was
last
Tuesday.
week.
Right.
Oh, Tuesday. I'm sorry. I'm all screwed up.
Oh, okay. I got you. All right. So yeah, I'll explain that.
Okay.
Yeah, explain that. But when we talked, he was upset.
Yes, I was.
And that's why I love the guy.
Aw.
Thank you, pal. Love you too. And
all right.
you get better. Relax.
Bye bye. Have a
All
good
right.
show.
Feel better. Love
See ya.
you. Bye bye.
John Rusciello checking in. So we're talking about the hypnotist, and he, yeah, all of it was weird, and there was a lot of, I've done this and I've done that,
And when you think he was finishing with now, I'm just gonna say when I came in that morning,
oh yeah,
right before we even were on the air, it started, and we looked at each other and went,
Yeah.
"Wow, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of words."
Yeah.
And then he kept, he would have something to say, and then you would think he was going to finish, but it would segue right into the next thing to say. Like he just couldn't stop.
he had a lot to say.
talking.
But so what John is referring to is this fellow was here, and he was sitting right where you're sitting, and I was bothered. He didn't seem to hide the fact that whenever he would talk to Diane, he would just kind of go like that and go back and talk to her some more, and then come back and go back and go down. Like it was almost constant. Did you pick
You
up
know
on
what? Whatever. I mean, they're pretty spectacular, so.
Yeah, I mean the guy has good taste, obviously.
No, I'm kidding.
They are. They
But,
are. From here, they look spectacular.
No, that
But did
takes
you?
a lot to offend me, but he was just.
But still,
It was just
reel
a
it in.
Very young
vibe
show.
that was unusual.
Yes.
I'll just be nice about it. It was just, it was very strange.
Yeah.
That's all.
And then, of course,
But it never occurred because I could take him easily if it was ever a thing.
absolutely.
He would be done.
Yeah.
Out.
Well, and that too.
So that's why it doesn't really, those things don't bother me.
Right.
Because if it ever came to any kind of touchy-feely stuff,
Right.
his arm would be behind
But-
his back in 2 seconds. He'd be screaming like a little girl.
that
I'm not
that would have been a
kidding.
good show if that happened.
And that's what would happen. So,
Yeah. Very Very strange. And then, of course, because I was wondering where this guy even found me, because he contacted me about coming on.
Oh, now that makes sense.
Right.
I was going to say to you, where did you get
No,
that
he
guy?
contacted
was that
me.
a favor or something?
Yeah, I just thought, oh, he's a hypnotist. That'll be fun. Right. So I was like, yeah, I don't know this guy from Hole in the Wall. But then, sure enough, right after the show, you may have left already.
He was asking you for, and
you were still here? Yeah, that was it. So how do I get booked in here?
And you're like, you don't. Yeah, but then
Not
you started
through me.
giving him names. I'm like, stop, I hope. Yeah.
Well, I did. I gave him one. I gave him John Butera's name. As you guys know, John Butera books shows. And I just thought, if this guy...
But you don't want him to call and say, Tony Walker recommended
Oh, no.
me.
I already told Butera.
Oh, okay.
I said, this guy's going to call you, but you do what you want. I said, I have no connection to this guy. He just asked me if I knew any producers.
Anybody. Okay.
So, as far as Butera is concerned, as long as his ass is in seats, Butera will, he'll book this pen if 50 people are coming. So that was that. So, all right. So Carol is also asking, is that a Texas Rangers hat? No, that is a Tampa Smokers.
Tampa Smokers.
Very
Tampa Smokers.
good.
I can't believe I remembered that.
You.
James Russell is here, the man behind the Huntington Humidor.
Yay.
Let's see. The hypnotist definitely finished. I can tell you that. Knowing the guy from a hole in the wall, he wishes you were the hole in the wall. Hey, stop it.
Ooh.
What's happening at the Huntington Humidor?
Oh, all kinds of good things. All kinds of good things. And by good things, I mean bad things. No.
Favorite.
No. Business is good.
I would think in Huntington,
Huntington is a great town. Huntington is a great town.
It's a good place to have a cigar shop.
It is.
Yeah.
There's lots of car traffic, lots of foot traffic. A lot of great folks that come through Huntington.
Lots of guys with money who
Lots of really good
lots of money.
restaurants.
I like the money
shop.
aspect a lot.
There's
That's
money.
great. But I will say, the industry has been suffering the last couple of years following COVID and everything else. And, a lot of people are moving off the island. A lot of clientele that I've had in the past moved off the island.
Okay. See, I would think it'd be the opposite after COVID. I would think people would want to get out, and people have been so stressed that they want to put that big thing in their face.
That was the initial shot in the arm, right after COVID, and everybody
boom.
Yeah,
right.
Everybody was home. Yeah. We hadn't been spending any money. People, were just itching to get out their door and just do anything. And for the first year and a half, 2 years after COVID, it was like I couldn't print the money fast enough. That's how fast it was coming in. And then the last couple of years, with the way that the state's been, taxes, just new regulations, all kinds of things. It's just been a swift kick in the pants, and took a lot of wind out of the sails. So I'm just trying to come up with new inventive ways to, bring people into the store.
Such as, name one way you're bringing people in.
I just did an event this past week called Members Bring a Friend Night. Cool. It was an impromptu kind of thing that I put together with no sponsor, no cigar sponsor. I just did specials on everything in the store. And
good idea.
Just said, listen, if you're interested in learning a little bit about what we do here, come down. If you've got a friend that might be interested or is a cigar smoker themselves and doesn't know that we're here, bring them in. I still get people who walk in who are like, I've been in Huntington for 30 years.
No idea
and I had
this
no idea this place was here.
So what is
I hate that.
What does that mean to learn how we do things here? And I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but are there people that are actually coming in that want to be educated on cigars, or they just want to come in and watch a game and smoke?
It's a mix.
Was that insulting?
No, not insulting. How dare you? No. You get a lot of people who come in who know their, they know next to nothing.
Right.
And they see
Story of my life.
There's an allure. There's something kind of magical about it,
Right, I'll give you that. It's a cool vibe.
I will tell you, Anthony, and I don't smoke cigars. I don't, particularly care for them, but I know people who do. He is the guy. He would love it if he walked into a place and there was a story that went along with the cigar. He would want to be told. He would find that so very, very interesting.
Yeah, okay.
He would
That's
love
cool.
that. He's that guy. And he's not just let me pick one and go. If there's a story to be told and heard, and then retold, because he loves to
Right.
retell a story.
Sure.
He would love that.
Well, let me tell you why you would want to go there.
Okay.
Lots of single men.
Well, no, she's talking about her Anthony. Like, she's got the hypnotist staring at her breast. She
Lots
doesn't need
of
more
wealthy single men.
But what goes on upstairs?
Oh,
What goes on upstairs?
we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that.
No, that's for the OnlyFans page.
Oh, is it a strip club?
Oh, no, then I'd be
It's a
there.
brothel?
Is it
Like
definitely
a
be there.
Happy
No,
ending massage?
no.
Hey, I just like hearing her
Listen,
say that.
What do you take me?
You
for?
are-
Come on
He said
now.
what goes on upstairs?
You are a pervert.
I'm wearing my Target shirt. Come
What
on.
could
What
go
We
on
are
upstairs?
nowhere in that vicinity.
Oh, well then what are you talking about?
I love how perverted she is. See, the true colors are coming out. This is why I love Diane. They play poker.
Oh, I would love that.
You see how she lit up?
Yes,
do.
yes,
We do.
yes. That would.
Is that all right? Did I say
Yeah,
that?
no.
Yeah, you're
the-
just having
the-
fun.
The
Right.
games that we play are friendly games.
Right.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Which turn into not so friendly games. No, it's
And it's beautiful up there, too.
friendly.
Couches and, oh,
Is
it's
that
so
where
cool.
Chesterfield's used to be?
No,
Oh, okay.
Chesterfield's is literally one block over.
Okay, all right. I just remember that being upstairs.
There's
That's why I'm
Chesterfield's and
asking.
then Chesterfield's Light, which
Okay.
is what we are.
Gotcha.
What's Chesterfield's? Another cigar place?
Used to be a
No.
club.
Chesterfield's used to be like the Huntington Premier Club.
Oh.
It was like that's
It was
that's
supposed
where
to be a blues club, but it really wasn't. They had
it's-
everything there,
It's
and
where
but
Eddie
you had to walk
Murphy.
upstairs.
It's where Eddie Murphy got his
and they had
first
couches
kicks
and
off.
stuff in
Okay.
there. It was just a very
Okay.
cool vibe,
Yeah.
very cool place.
Nice.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, they did comedy shows, very, very, very early on. And again, like Eddie Murphy, it was
Yeah.
where he first started doing
Along
his-
with this place, yeah.
Yep. And that was a very cool vibe. And then that just kind of poof disappeared. And now it's a restaurant.
All right, but then they just go to the Huntington Humidor for
Yeah,
the cool vibe.
that's right. That's right.
And I've been there several times, and it's a comfortable, cool little place, especially the upstairs. The upstairs is probably a little bigger, right? Than the
So
downstairs?
it's the same kind of square footage as the downstairs. It's just the ceiling is higher. We did so a couple of years ago when my partner and I first purchased the place. We did some major renovations to the store, and the upstairs just was totally revitalized, revamped.
Nice.
We pulled the ceiling down. We extended the ceiling a little bit. Ripped up the old carpeting and found wood flooring that was beautiful. Old
Oh, wow.
beautiful old longleaf yellow pine,
Yeah.
floor. So we had that
Sweet.
refinished and done.
Yeah.
We took out a room, which the naughty things happened in the room, so we got rid of the room, and it was just a storage closet.
But since
So-
we were talking about naughty,
Since we were talking about naughty
Because
things,
Diane started it.
folks come down. We light up a cigar. We take our pants off. No, we don't. We don't.
Oh, I was
we
going
don't.
to say, we could do that if that makes everybody comfortable.
No. We don't light cigars up. It's just what I have tried to do. And again, when it comes to a business like that, you are a hospitality business first. I sell a product. That's what I do.
Sure.
I sell a product.
Yeah.
And people come in completely knowing nothing about it, and by the time they leave, their eardrums are bleeding from the information that I give and the stories that I tell. And sometimes we see them come back, which is great. Sometimes they're like, "That guy's a whack." So I'll avoid that place. No, my collective goal is to make it as an inviting, fun, friendly environment as I possibly can. Any good host should be able to do that. And it really just kind of boils down to making it an experience, and that's what that all is. It's the experience, and that's what people come back for.
Yeah. A nice dinner at Meehan's and then a stroll over to the Huntington Humidor. That's a good night right there.
That is a good night.
Have you ever been to Meehan's?
I have been. I've sung at Meehan's before.
Really? Oh, I love that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't eaten there though. Just
Oh,
played there.
oh, the food there. Yeah,
it
you
good?
can't go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Every time I go to the Paramount, I go there first.
Do you?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Huntington is
Good to
one of
know.
those unique towns where if you pick up a rock and throw it, you're going to find good food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or
you're
good
right.
entertainment for that matter.
Yes.
Paramount's done incredibly well. Live Nation just purchased them,
Yeah,
and so
yep.
what I loved about the Paramount beforehand was his tickets were like, $40, $50, $60, and Live Nation was just like, I think we can do better.
Yeah.
And so now it's like, I can go see these guys at this show for, $300. Okay, cool. Whatever. Lower your ticket prices, Live Nation,
Yes,
please.
absolutely right.
But it's still, an incredible vibe. The town has a great vibe. There's lots to do in Huntington, so.
You ever try to get in with that place to like?
Used to. I used
cross promote.
Well, I used to do cigars in the founders room.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
So I used to work with management, and until the 9th or 10th manager that I was working with, I was like, I can't. It's like every week there was like a new manager. I was like, this is absurd. But for quite a spell, we had a humidor in there which we supplied and stocked, and they had an alleyway outside that they would tell people you can go smoke in the alleyway.
I gotcha. I was going to ask that.
Oh yeah, down there in the founders room, there's all sorts of hidden rooms and all sorts of
I
weird stuff
believe
going
that
on
they
down
used to allow one of the rooms was a smoking
A
room.
smoking room.
Yes,
No.
I think I remember that.
And
yeah.
then they got complaints from one or two high-strung individuals, and they said, okay, we'll just shift everybody outside. So, and then I think they just kind of figured that it made more sense for them to just kind of move in a different direction, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
We still get some of their acts who swing by the store, pop their heads in, and
that's
Oh, that's nice.
you get to see some of the famous celebrity types that
That's
kind of
great.
poke their heads in our door.
Like who?
He never actually played at the Paramount, but Billy Joel was a regular of mine.
Wow.
Billy Joel
That's
was a regular
impressive.
of mine.
Yeah, he's a big cigar smoker. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I've had Ron White, pop in. I've had Devo, the band Devo.
Oh, wow.
Which was kind of odd because I'm looking at them. I'm like, these guys are familiar. Where do I know you guys from?
But
And I'm like, oh wait, that's right. You guys wear the traffic cones on your heads. That's right. Yes. Okay.
They look so different without them, but
Yeah.
still familiar.
I mean, and a number of other people. I've had Billy Curringham. I've had Lemmy from Motorhead.
Oh, wow.
Was really
wow,
wild.
really?
Yeah, he is very, very angry looking guy with
Yes.
a vulture skull on his hat. Walked in my door one day. I was like, "You're Lemmy from Motorhead," and he's just like, "No shit, Sherlock." It's like, shit. And then again, I've had some other interesting celebrities, poke their heads into
That's
the store,
great.
which is kind
How
of cool.
cool.
The one that comes to mind is one of the strangest interactions I had was Joe Pesci.
Really?
Which was kind of bizarre. They were filming The Irishman up over on Jericho Turnpike, and this one afternoon, very early in the morning, this big black Escalade pulls up, and the driver gets out. The biggest black guy I've ever seen in my life. I mean, 6'8", just big,
Massive.
barrel-chested, massive guy. He comes in, he whips off his sunglasses. He goes, "Anybody in this place?" "Just me." "Anybody upstairs?" "No." "All right, this how this gonna go down. My man gonna get out of the car. You don't talk to my man. You don't say nothing to my man. You don't ask my man no questions, no photographs, no autographs, no nothing." And at first I was just like, oh Christ. I was like, was Jay-Z gonna come into the store? And next thing you know, he goes back to the car, opens the door, and this very short-legged, these two little
Couldn't
feet
see who it was
swing
right
out,
away. Yeah.
and he hops down. He comes into the store, little toothpick in his mouth, and he's just like, "Oh, you got a nice place here. Oh, I really like this place. Where you Rocky Patel's?" And it's like, holy shit, it's fucking Joe Pesci.
Oh,
Holy
my
shit.
God.
So, but again, I've had a number of celebrities,
That's
and
cool.
many of them come in incognito because they don't,
They just want to do their
they're
thing.
normal
They don't-
people.
Right.
The way I look at it is they're normal people. They have a job, I have a job.
Right.
And I treat
Just
them
more
like a
people know who
normal
they are.
human being.
Right.
Do you bump up the prices when you see somebody like that?
Absolutely. No. I would actually argue that my prices are.
So, John Romeo Rusiello, who called in before.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've had a guest in here, and he'll either tell me during the show or after the show his connection to that guest. I mean, I'm telling you.
Oh yes, it's definitely 6 degrees
so,
to John Rusiello.
Yes,
yes.
And I think we're in double digits. The amount of times that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times that, not the amounts of time. The amounts of time that has happened,
No,
or the amount of times that has happened. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And the reason I'm bringing that up is because he commented, if his place is on New Street, I have been there.
That's the one.
How crazy is that?
I was gonna say
It's a small
he might
world
know
after
because
all.
he does love his cigars, and so
Yeah, but he only spent, what was it, John, 2 years on Long Island? He was a Bronx guy.
But
Brooklyn,
they lived in Patchogue.
Yeah, but for like 2 years. And
I thought
Patchogue
they
is not
lived in
really
Patchogue
near.
longer than that. I don't
No,
know.
I think it was only 2 years.
That's
I
the
said
amazing
it-
thing about Long Islanders. Long Islanders, they stay local. They, if they travel for work, that the commute into the city, that's one thing. But
Yeah.
for most part, most people stay to their communities.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure.
You go upstate, and the nearest grocery store may be 45 minutes away. So
Yeah.
guess what? You're going 45 minutes out of your way, and people drive. People don't realize that Long Island, and I find
We're
this
spoiled
dynamic.
because we're no more
absolutely.
than 2 minutes away from anything we
Absolutely.
need here.
And
I know.
I think the interesting thing about that is the dynamic of it is where it's only the case that I found with Long Islanders and New York City folk and residents, and also LA, where we do not gauge distance by actual,
time. Right.
Exactly.
How
we gauge
far
it by
away is
time.
it? We answer in time.
We
It's
answer
about
in
30
time.
minutes away.
Yeah.
You're right.
How
You're
far away?
absolutely right.
How far away is that store? Oh, it's about
Exactly
20
right.
minutes away.
You're
Oh,
right.
okay. But meanwhile, it's like you go anywhere else,
Miles.
and it's like, oh, it's 7 miles down the road, and it's like,
Yeah, but how long is that going to take
it's
me? That's
5,
right. The first thing we
17.
do.
Is there traffic? Okay,
I did
that's
it today.
another 4 minutes.
How
Yeah,
long is it
that's
going
right.
to take me? That's
Yeah.
I don't care how far it is. How long is it going to take me to
True.
get there?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're right.
Yeah,
It's
we
true.
gauge everything by time.
That's how we live. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
true.
Brings new meaning to
We're always
New
in
York
a hurry.
Minute.
That's why.
Is there anything, like you said, you had the event, bring a friend. Is there something coming up?
I don't have anything currently in the works. Although as summer approaches, I'm sure I will. But I'm going to tell you, it's been increasingly more difficult booking manufacturers to come in. And I think a lot of that is because now, more than ever, more companies have kind of shied away from the small micro boutique personalized touch to more corporate, which I really am not a fan of.
Yeah,
because
me neither.
20 years ago when I do an event with a company like Ashton, for example, I would call up my sales rep and say, hey, I want to do an event. Great, no problem. What do you need? I need like 6-7 boxes. Okay, perfect. And then this is how it would kind of go down. We're going to come in with 4 extra boxes of cigars. We're going to come in with hats and T-shirts and cutters and lighters. We're going to have a grill. We're going to have, a cooler filled with, drinks and adult beverages or whatnot, what have you. We're going to this, we're going to that. And they bend over backwards. Now, it's like, call up Ashton. Hey, I want to do an event. Okay, well, it is a 25-box minimum order. We're going to send you 1 bundle of free sticks to hand out at your discretion.
Oh, they're not really playing the game.
No,
anymore.
they don't play the game
Yeah.
anymore. They don't play the game anymore. And nobody's producing swag. There's very few companies that are producing swag. And
People love swag.
They do.
They don't care what
They
it is.
do.
Merch. Yeah.
Yep.
but I will say this. It's funny because people love swag like T-shirts. Companies aren't producing them like they used to. Less and less guys are wearing baseball hats. So when I get a company that says, "Oh, we'll send you like 2 baseball hats," I'm like, "Oh, gee,
To do what
great,
with?
thanks. Why don't you send a bottle of lube next time? So you're not get fucked in the ass. You might as well have something that makes it a little bit more pleasant."
It's not the biggest of places, but can you fit like an acoustic guitar?
So I did an event years ago. I would love to do it again, but I had a great deal of help from a lady named Patricia Florza, who owned a music recording studio just down the block.
Okay.
She had a place called Kids Hits, and she used to do like music lessons for kids for like drums and keyboard and singing and all this sort of stuff. And she was a close friend of the shop. And I did an event called All Tuned Up. And what that whole premise was is I know a lot of my guys play music and perform, play guitar, drums, et cetera, and so forth. And I brought in a drum kit, and I had a keyboard, and I had speakers, and I had guitar racks and stands.
Like a jam.
And I did a jam session.
Nice.
And that was awesome. That was a great time. And I have not been able to replicate that because she's not there. I don't have access to the stuff, and guys aren't going to haul a kit. You know, so I might get a guy who comes with an acoustic guitar. That's cool.
Yeah.
But you know, how many guys are going to show up with an acoustic guitar and a harmonica? You know, and you can make a jam session out of 5 acoustic guitars. And listen, we're not the Gypsy Kings. You know, like having the drum kit was nice because I had guys who played drums. Having the keyboard was nice because the guys who played piano.
Right.
So again, that was a really unique, fun event. I would have loved to have done more with that. But again, things have changed. I used to do an event called Smoking Gun, where I used to take a bunch of guys and do trap and skeet shooting.
That's fun.
Island. And we did that for years. And then all of a sudden, the price of ammunition went through the roof. The price to rent out the space went through the roof. And, to organize it became quite difficult. Same thing applied to another event I did called Smoke on the Water. And that was right out of Huntington. We used to have a fishing charter boat. Throw guys on the boat, take them out for a day of fishing.
Yep.
And then when the fishing charter boat price went from $35 a guy to $85 a guy,
jeez.
And then you factor in all the new pricing on cigars. Listen, 20 years ago, you walk into my store, and again, I was managing it back then. So 20 years ago, you'd walk into the store and you could buy a Avo Robusto for $6.79. That same cigar today, from 20 years of price increases, inflation, and taxes, is now an $18.50 cigar.
Wow.
So when you factor all of that in, a ticket 20 years ago was a $75 ticket. And guys would be like, yeah, for $75 I get food, I get drinks, I get 4 or 5 cigars, I get the fishing pass, I get the lures, the bait, and everything. That's a great deal. Now I price out the same event, it's $175, $185. And it's like,
same.
Well, I'm going to spend 4 hours to get sunburned on a boat and, smell like fish guts? Nah, thanks, I'll pass.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm trying to come up with as many new innovative things that I can come up with.
Is your place a store, or is it also a lounge? Do you have
It is a store first and foremost.
Okay.
I have 2 lounges in my store.
Okay.
I have my public access lounge downstairs, which is where the magic happens.
Oh.
And then I have the private lounge upstairs for even more magic times. I find I get a lot of my members who use the downstairs space more than they use the upstairs space.
Oh, really?
Why? I don't know. It might just be the way that the configuration is set up downstairs. My store is not a particularly big store, but I have intentionally designed the store to give it an extremely homey, very interlocking, community feel. If you want to come and sit down and smoke a cigar and just kind of zone out and watch TV and not be bothered with anything, you can do that. But the whole design around my store is made for conversation.
Community. You're right.
It's made to give people the sense that they can come in and sit down and be engaged and be part of the conversation with anybody who's in there.
Right.
Does Carletto engage, or does he sit there by himself?
Oh, Carletto is phenomenal. I love Joe. I had a very great conversation with him last night. A very long conversation until the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, no kidding.
And again, he is a phenomenal human being. He gives incredible advice. And Joe, if you're watching this, I love you, bud.
How about Jack Freck?
Jack Freck.
Do you know that name?
No, not particularly.
Oh, okay, that's who Romeo said that's who took him to your place.
Okay. So. There are so many people I meet on a regular basis, on a daily basis, on a monthly basis. It's sometimes it's hard if you're not there every day or every other day for me to kind of memorize names.
Sure.
But I try to make it a strong point to memorize a customer as long as they're coming on a regular basis.
I don't know if you know a regular from around here, Jeff Bosey.
Yes, I know.
He joined us at the poker.
I know Bosey.
He says he misses the goose videos. He says.
Oh, well, I
think he might be talking about a different type of video that
So-
involves goosing. Knowing Jeff, you don't know. But he
Jeff-
might be talking about your videos.
Jeff, OnlyFans. Send me a rose, buddy. Wink, wink. No, so I have, as you know, I'm not sure Diana knows. I have a TikTok channel called Emotional Support Goose.
I do not know.
And I used to, and I haven't really been up to date on it of late because I've just been so busy with a number of other things in my personal world that kind of have made it very difficult for me to focus and spend the time on my channel. But I have a sock puppet goose, right here. And when I first came on, I said everybody should have an emotional support goose.
You did.
So, Tony knows this story. So for Christmas one year, I get crap Christmas gifts usually. Like most guys, guys are forgotten during the holidays. And my sister, God bless her, she gave me a pair of socks that they look like little geese or little ducks. And for whatever reason, I used to take one of them and keep it in my pocket. I don't know why. I don't know why I started carrying a sock
to your sister
in my pocket. No, it's not creepy or anything like that.
I didn't think that was creepy.
But for whatever reason, I had the sock in my pocket, and I took my beautiful, lovely, wonderful, radiant wife out to lunch one afternoon. We have a long distance relationship. She lives 80 miles north of here, and I live here on the island for at least the time being. And we went out to a restaurant for lunch, and we sat down and we enjoyed our meal. And a couple came in and sat down at the table next to us, and I just kept getting these strange stares from the couple sitting next to us. And the young lady who was sitting there kept glancing over at my wife, and I'm like, well, this is interesting. What is she doing? And she's, I keep noticing her glancing over at my wife. And so my wife got up to go use the restroom. We'd just finished our meal. We'd just paid. And I was getting ready to go. And I heard this individual turn to the person that she was with. And she said, ugh, I could never let myself get to that level. Wow. And I was just like, now all of a sudden, it's like, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
The radar's up, it's on. And I overheard her saying, she is that big. Like, how does somebody get to that level? It's just, ugh, I could never, disrespect my own body that way.
Goodness.
And it just did not
sit
sit
well
with
with you.
me
I
at
can
all.
only
And
imagine.
and I just sat there and kind of stewed on it. And when my wife came back, I said, honey, why don't you go to the car? I'm just going to go use the restroom. And I went to the restroom, and I'm thinking to myself, I want to say something.
You can't let it be.
I can't let this be. I want to say something. And I stuck my hand in my pocket, and lo and behold, found the sock in my pocket. And I was just like, okay, I think I got a way out of this. So I put the sock on. I come out of the bathroom, and I'm walking with the sock, on my hand like a goose. And I stopped at the table, and the hand just instinctively turned and looked directly at this person.
I love this.
And I stopped, and I turned, and I looked, I was like, bud, we got to go. Now, this person at this point is now kind of giving me a strange look like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, I just let every bit of pissed off anger just explode out of the hand. Goose is shouting and squawking and honking. And I'm like, buddy, come on, we got to go. Stop it. Now I've created a scene in the restaurant. The whole restaurant is now kind of eyeballed, zoned in on what is going on. And I turned to her and I said, I am so sorry. He only gets this way when he's around assholes. And I am so sorry. I apologize for his behavior. But, assholes just fucking make him go off. And she just sat there in stunned silence like, how do you respond to this? This is an inanimate object.
Oh my God.
It's just it's a sock. You know, you're gonna yell at me? No, I'm not the one that's doing it. The sock's doing it. You know, and I literally leaned in and I said, maybe next time try not to be such an asshole.
Good for you.
And
I love that.
the goose was born. And the funny thing is,
that was the first time you.
that was the first time. That was the first time.
Okay.
And then that afternoon, I created my first video with the goose. And
so it really is emotional support.
It is.
That's one of the
but
reasons.
that's my point. Is the humor behind it is that I can exclude myself from a situation, and the goose can be the engaging party. And the funny thing is when you think about it, what is the most unsupportive animal in the animal kingdom that could be an emotional support animal? And I thought to myself, well, a goose makes sense, because have you ever seen a goose in the wild? Oh, they're vicious.
Yes,
They're vicious.
I've actually been chased by one at
They're
Venetian Shores.
absolutely vicious.
Like
You were
And so
chased by one?
it just made total sense. And so the emotional support goose was born. And so I produce a bunch of oddball videos. He has a gluten addiction problem, you know. All-purpose white flour, straight lines, he's up at 3:00 in the morning blowing lines of, pure, uncut, American, semolina flour, and he goes to town, has a wild time. And I made a whole bunch of videos, and I did a video or two a week for quite some time. But again, I've been less active with that because I've been trying to focus on my personal life, and next phases, next steps.
Wow.
Well, which we understand, but yes, I too missed the videos, and I hope there's a return.
I think that there will be. I think that there will be a big return. I've started carrying around, like most comics, I think will say, I've started carrying around an idea book, and it's slowly filling up with comedy ideas for not just this, but also stand-up stuff and whatnot.
You're thinking about jumping on stage?
I'm thinking of jumping on stage.
Nice.
I've been thinking of jumping on stage. So I'm really interested in doing the comedy university stuff and doing some of that.
The comedy university is at the brokerage with Rich Walker and Peter Bales. John Truson teaches a class here. Both classes are phenomenal. You will not go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
Highly recommend both of them. Yeah. Scott says, I thought the story was going to end with the lady being digested. That would have been cool.
Listen, fat jokes among us. Keep them coming. Come on. Listen, I got thick skin.
I didn't take it like that at all. I wouldn't have read it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have read it if I thought he meant like the goose kind of like.
That's okay. My blood type is gravy, so I am immune to the fat comments. It's cool. Let's do this.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, I totally took it a different way. So I wouldn't have read it.
I am
Sorry.
not part of the woke society. Okay, you know what? I'm as politically incorrect as it comes, and when it gets to dark humor, you don't even want to come near me.
All right. Well, what we'll do is I'll switch gears to save myself.
Who is this?
Right, we're gonna play. So we got Tuesday trivia coming up.
Yes.
But first,
Yeah.
we're going with.
Yeah, she's Sopranos.
Who is this?
What's her name?
So I don't know if you can see. There's a 30-second delay on there, so I don't know if
You're
you
gonna have
want
to look at this.
look at or if you just wait. We can.
Well, it's a long delay.
It's a good 30 seconds.
So yeah, what's her name? I can't think of her name, but she's from The Sopranos. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. Wow. Yeah, that's a long.
It's a much longer delay than you think it is.
Yeah, or is 30 seconds a lot slower than I thought?
Well, that's a long time if you're sitting in silence waiting for it to happen.
You need to have like kind of segue music at this point,
There it is.
There we go.
So yes, Diane is correct.
What's her name?
That's
right.
I can't remember the actress's name, but she plays Carmela.
Yes.
Edie Falco.
Edie
Falco.
Edie Falco.
It's Edie Falco.
From Northport, I believe.
Yes.
All right, now this next one should be showing up because so now I tried to get the next one on the screen earlier so it'll pop up on there quicker. But
I don't know who that is.
Diane does not know who it is.
I do not know who
I'm
that
surprised.
is.
I thought to me he looks pretty much the same. So I
Well,
thought for sure you would
well,
get this one.
maybe when you say who it is, I'm going to say, oh, of course.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Now James can see it.
Oh, it's De Niro. I couldn't see it over here. Up there, I can tell.
Yeah,
It's the older brother from the Wonder Years.
Yeah, it's Robert De Niro.
He still has that mole
Yeah.
on it. Even back then, he had the mole on his
Yeah.
cheek there. That is, in fact.
Look.
What? Oh, look at
I
that.
have it too.
Are you Robert De Niro?
No.
Oh, good, because that would ruin a lot of my fantasies. So yes, that is Robert De Niro. Edie Falco and Robert De Niro were in a movie together called The Comedian. Anybody?
I did, and I came in here and told you because there's the scene where they pull up in front of governors.
Right, and they
And
filmed.
I went,
Yeah, and they
Governors
actually
is in the
filmed some
movie.
of it.
Yes.
Inside the place. Yeah,
I
it's cool.
saw that movie
Yep.
a few months ago.
It was good.
It was okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like phenomenal, but it was good.
I'm glad we watched it. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a fun watch.
Danny DeVito was funny in that movie. All right, the next one. Oh, there's the next one. Anybody?
Yes.
Winona Ryder.
Yes. Nope. It is Gaga.
Oh, it does look like Gaga
not
a little
Gaga?
bit, but it's not Gaga.
Okay.
God, are you there? It's me, Margaret.
I saw that.
That's the look that she's going for right there.
So we've done Edie Falco.
Wow,
we've
that's
done Robert De
Gaga's
Niro. I'm sticking with that
Oh,
theme.
is it? Oh, she was in a movie last night. Also from The Sopranos.
Yes.
Yes, the psychiatrist.
Yes.
Lorraine Bracco.
Lorraine Bracco.
We just watched a movie last night, The Nonas. She's in that.
Oh, okay. I've heard of it. I
Much
haven't
older
seen
now.
it.
She plays a Nona.
Yes. That picture that's her high school picture. Taken.
Yeah, she's got that pouty mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taken at
I know,
her.
potty mouth. That pouty mouth.
Taken at her high school, Hicksville High School, ladies and gentlemen. Lorraine Bracco is a Hicksville High School graduate. That's right. That's where I went. So I'm proud of it. We have Lorraine Bracco and Billy Joel from Hicksville.
Wow.
All right. So this next one should be popping up any second. I am predicting that you guys will not guess who this is.
It's so funny that I'm looking at it on this screen, and then when it pops up, I get a better.
Yeah, well, it's bigger and whatnot.
Guess. I don't know. Who is that?
As we're still staring at Lorraine Bracco on the delayed screen. There we go. Okay. Who is that? I don't think either one of you are going to get this one. But I will tell you, I'm still sticking with the same theme. Although this man was not on The Sopranos.
Rob Reiner. James Franco.
I don't know who that is.
Christopher Walken.
No.
Damn, I thought I had that one.
Let me know when you're ready for me to tell you.
I'm ready.
Oh, okay. That picture is Al Pacino.
Do not see it at all.
Whoa!
Are you sure?
Positive.
Are you sure you have good information?
I am
Tony!
positive. That's
Tony!
Al Pacino.
Wow.
Whoa! How'd you get that picture, Tony? It's a very old picture, Tony.
I just do not see it at all.
Yeah, you see it
I
in like
don't
the
feel
jaw
bad.
and the mouth. The eyes, yeah. But no, yeah, I see it a little bit. Yeah. All right, waiting for this next one to pop up. This next one is a picture of two people
It is.
before they were famous.
On OnlyFans?
What's that?
On OnlyFans?
I don't know. You never know.
Oh, this is Anthony. I don't know if he's calling because he knows I'm on the podcast or not. So
Go
I'm
ahead.
going to answer.
Yeah, take it.
Hello? Hi.
I was just thinking before these two girls approached me and asked, I really don't want to go.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm on the pod. Listen. I'm on the podcast right now. And now you're on the podcast. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do. That's fine with me. Okay. Goodbye. And he's loud, so you could hear what he's
I heard him say something. All I heard him say was something about two girls, and
Yeah.
then I found myself more interested in
OnlyFans!
Yeah, I could care less about the photo at that point.
That's Simon and Garth.
All right, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit.
And Simon. Oh no, is that Hall and Oates?
I was going to say, it looks like Hall &
That
Oates.
looks like John Oates, but that looks like Paul Simon.
All right, the clue I'm gonna give you with this one is the man on the guitar has already been mentioned on this show today. and you'll see on the delay, but it's going to zoom in a second. So you can get a better look.
Then that would be Billy Joel.
It would not be.
It's not Billy Joel. Because I was going to say, it looks nothing like Billy Joel.
Once it zooms in, you might get the guitar player.
Engelbert Humperdinck?
I don't know who that is.
Playing the guitar. That's Joe Pesci.
Oh, it does look
wow,
exactly
okay.
like Joe Pesci. Now that you said that.
I thought you guys were going to get that much.
The guitar threw me off.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think of a musician.
He actually started
And it looks
as
just
a
like-
musician before
I
he
know,
got into acting.
discovered the Frankie Valli.
That's right.
The Four
That's
Seasons.
right. Yes.
Yeah.
Playing the drums, also from The Sopranos, probably very well known for getting his ass kicked by Joe Pesci after telling him to go get his shine box.
Wow.
Really?
That's Frank Vincent, who played Phil Leotardo on the Sopranos. And then
Phil.
What was it? Casino, where then he put Pesci's head in the vice.
Yes.
Was that Casino? Oh, Goodfellas.
That was,
It was Casino. Yeah.
It was Casino.
All right. I have one more to show you. Then we'll get to Tuesday trivia. I don't know if John Rusiello is still watching. Let's see. I hope he is, because this one, this one is specifically for him. What is he apologizing?
No, something else. He actually said, say hi to Rusiello. He didn't say hi to Tony.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So first he gives me the
He
finger.
goes, say hi to Rusiello. Hi, John. You see, Anthony said hi.
And I was going to buy him a cigar. Now he can forget it.
People from work invited us, I guess separately. He works at one dealership, I work at another dealership, but so somebody texted me yesterday and invited me to a concert at the Beacon Theater in the city in December, asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, sure, I'll check the dates. And somebody else, another woman, asked him if he'd want to go, if we'd want to go. And so he asked me, and I said, oh, that's interesting. So-and-so asked me. So he doesn't want to go.
What concert is it?
So it's Earth, Wind, and Fire at the Beacon Theater in December. But I don't think they're going to watch this. But, it's just...
Oh, that's true.
If it was me and I said, hey, you want to go see Earth, Wind, and Fire at the Beacon Theater with me? And he would say, absolutely, let's go. But, just this kind of group of people, would be a little weird for him, I guess. So.
Okay. Fuck it.
Anyway, that's it. He says, now everybody on the podcast knows I don't want to go.
All right, so who's this? And this one, John Rusiello is watching. John, this one is for you. This is not, now I did all like mob-related actors.
Angus Young.
It is not Angus Young, but you're not too far off. Like I have switched gears into the music world. But Angus Young, that's a good guess, but that's not him.
He's still got the little schoolboy cap.
Yeah, right.
I don't know who that is.
Well, I did this specifically for John Rusiello. So who could that be? If it's for John Rusiello.
Oh, is it
It's coming. Yep, she's got it.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm telling you, the dementia is just, and it seems to get worse when I'm here. I don't understand why.
Yeah, I have that effect on people, I guess.
It's the guy just made it into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Yes.
Just for you, John Rusiello.
What would you do if I sang Attitude?
You get credit. That is Joe Cocker, ladies and gentlemen.
Cocker!
That is Joe Cocker.
I couldn't get there. I'm sorry.
John Rusiello does not think Joe Cocker belongs in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I've been complaining that it's taken way too long to get him in there. So, and then Mark Hirschman, who does a show, every Tuesday night. You can see him tonight, Hershey and the Keeks, tonight at 9 o'clock. He just posted on Facebook the other day, why is Steve Winwood not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I commented to me that I go, we've been complaining about that on this show for weeks now, and Joe Cocker and they're all fighting me. John Rusiello says, hi, Anthony.
Hi.
And then Mickey Delaney thought that picture is me. No, that's not me, Mickey.
No.
Okay. Well played. Nice job.
Yay.
Nice job. All right. So with that, we will now get into some Tuesday trivia, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. The way this works, I'm going to ask 10 random trivia questions. I do not give the answers. I do all 10. You guys are going to put in your answers in the comments. These guys are going to answer 2. Then I read the comments again. I go over everybody's answer, and then I tell you the correct answer and make fun of you as well. It's surely just for fun. However, if anybody wants to come see a show at any of the 3 Governors Comedy Clubs, the main stage here in Levittown, McGuire's in Bohemia, the Brokerage in Belmore, you just let me know, just for playing. It doesn't matter how many you get right or wrong, you just got to play. And you let me know, I can get you into most shows. Most shows. Not all. Most. Although your connection, is better than talking to me. So you're good. You're golden. You get in whenever. Okay. With that, here we go. Question number 1.
Alberta, Canada.
Close. You were close. Name all the actors who have played the role of Hawkeye Pierce. Do you guys even know who that
Alan
character is?
Alda.
Alan Alda, yeah.
And then in the movie,
That was Sutherland.
played Hawkeye.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Question.
I agree with him.
That was he's his son, Kiefer Sutherland.
Donald Trump.
You said Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this
And
is
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope?
Yeah, very famous rendition. You didn't know that?
No.
I made that up.
Oh. You remember Sally, right? Who used to do the show?
Yeah.
She almost ran Bob Hope over she was riding a bicycle one day. She used to live in California.
Oh wow.
And she was at a some fancy golf course.
I was gonna say, do you throw a 9-iron at her?
Yeah, he was famous for playing golf, but I don't know why. I think she lived near it or something. She's riding a bike. He was walking down in the middle of the path, and yeah, she almost ran him over.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
That
And
would
then
be bad.
She actually had to say to him, because she realized who it was after she came close, and she actually yelled at him. She said, "Bob, you got to move, man." And she said he turned, and he actually, sorry. And then she kept going. All right, next question's easy. 2 planets in our solar system begin with the letter M. Name them.
Mercury and Mars.
Wow, she jumped right out. Are you a science buff? You just jumped right
Science
out.
and math are usually my thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna say Mark and the Moon.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Stay tuned to see who's correct. Don't leave now.
All right. This one is super easy. I got a 96 on my math regents.
I love that. Which one? There were always so many. You
I
had
only took
algebra,
whatever
and then
Regents 1
geometry,
is.
and then trig, and
You were able to stop taking math after Regents 1.
Oh,
so
okay,
I did.
I
I
don't know.
dropped it like in a
right.
heartbeat. All right. Super easy. If I said to you, "See you later, alligator," your response would be,
in a while, crocodile.
Get a job.
okay, question number 4. Another easy one. I went easy today because, certain
Because
people.
that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We like to be right.
Thank you, Tony.
We like to be right.
Thank you, Tony.
What kind of cat is considered bad luck?
Black cat.
But yet, you
My-
still won't go back.
What kind of cat is considered bad luck?
Yeah.
In the wild, I would say encountering any large cat would be considered bad luck.
So large is your answer.
I take offense to that. Ouch.
You said large cat.
Mister, you said large cat. What are you implying?
I think he just trapped you.
Oh, okay.
It's right. It's right. Wokeism.
That was a trap. I like it.
I'm fine with that. Okay. Name the 2 states mentioned in the song, "This Land Is Your Land."
California, New York.
Somebody
You're
took,
asking song questions.
somebody took their smart pills today.
Hawaii and Puerto Rico.
Okay. Here we go. Hard question. The man who invented the Game Boy, who I don't even have his name here, but the man who invented the Game Boy worked for Nintendo. Mm-hmm. What was his job there?
Potato chip vendor. Just writing it down like it's like, oh, this is a real serious answer here.
Well, I have to. I repeat
job
it.
there
That's
at
right.
Nintendo.
Yes. The man who invented the Game Boy worked for Nintendo. What was his job there?
Can I change my answer?
Of course. After making
Yes,
me write
you
all
can.
that down.
Until he gives the right answer, you can change it
Change
as
it
many
anytime
times
you
as you
want.
like.
Yep.
Sword polisher.
Well, that's afterward. Would you agree with either one of those
No,
answers?
I will say it was the janitor.
Diane says the janitor.
I don't know.
What is the name of the sport played on ice with brooms and stones?
Curling. I love it.
It's coming to me.
Okay.
It's coming to me.
Yeah. You have your duck if you need support as you try to think of
that's very
answers.
true.
He's
He's a goose.
He's a
Thank
goose.
you.
Oh, I said duck.
Thank
You're
you.
right. Sorry there, Goose.
That's
Sorry.
that's okay.
I was thinking of the game. Duck, duck. Goose.
Could you repeat the question?
I can. What is the name of the sport played on ice with brooms and stones?
Sunday at my in-laws.
I bet you that's more fun.
Okay. Next question. I had a quiet game of tennis today. Why was it quiet?
It's not so much a trivia question as it is just a regular question.
Well, random trivia is.
So okay, it's trivia based. Huh. So the question was, you had a quiet game of tennis.
Why was it so quiet?
I don't know.
I'm guessing this is a joke and he's looking for a punchline.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
If I know Tony, the way I know Tony,
Oh, yeah.
this feels like a joke to me. And he's looking for the punchline.
He's looking
I'm
for
not
the
good with
punchline.
punchlines. But when he says it, we're going to go, good one.
Would it be better if I showed you my watch? Should I move on?
Move on.
I was going to say,
It might
because
come up to
Yeah,
us.
you can come back
I was
to it
going to say,
anytime you
because the audience was attended by the League of Deaf, Dumb, and Blind Fellows. I mean,
want. Oh, wow. That was quite an answer.
Wow.
All right. Are you going to make me write deaf, dumb, and blind? Oh, deaf, dumb, and blind. All right. Question number 9. There are 2 questions left. Give me the definition of the word antimacassar. A-N-T-I, anti, M-A-C-A-S-S-A-R. Antimacassar?
Just like it sounds.
Antimacassar?
Yeah.
Antimacassar. Antimacassar.
I
don't
think
know.
the way you said
okay.
it was probably right.
I will tell you it's a noun. And that's all I'm telling you.
to drive around town with your windows down, screaming obscenities out the window.
What are in those cigars?
That's what I do every day.
I do not know the answer.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like it could have something to do with death, but
No.
okay.
Okay, and our last question. In the Middle Ages, men who believed their... Oh, excuse... Yeah, I'll start over. In the Middle Ages, men who believed their left testicle only made female sperm would do what to increase their chances of having sons?
Cut it off. Have it removed.
No man is removing his left testicle. Especially during the Middle Ages.
or tie it off or something.
It's a good. That is a good question. But first, in order to answer that question, we have to go back and analyze the question.
Okay.
Okay. So the Middle Ages.
Yes.
Dark time.
Yes.
Yes.
Dark time.
Yes.
Really dark time.
Right.
You know, the people believed in witchcraft.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, believed in all kinds of manner of sorcery, in strange alchemical practices, bloodletting. You know, it's a really weird time. It's a really strange time. So what I'm going to say is, and the question was, you know, they believed that the left testy
Correct.
produced female offspring.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
So to increase their chances, what I'm going to guess. Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going from my basic knowledge of you know the medieval times. First of all, they probably made a blood sacrifice to you know the sky
gods.
the sky gods, right?
The sperm gods.
sperm sky gods. You know, so it would rain down. You know, then they probably took a sack of potatoes and they put it into a bowl of fresh spring water. And then they probably did a handstand and slapped each other with fish on their backsides. And then after reciting, you know, scripture backwards several times, they probably then, you know, went out.
That's rude.
And you know, ate a piece of cheese, and baby.
Huh.
All right, hang on.
That
Let me write
seems
all
like
that.
it.
Write that
Yeah,
all
write all
down.
that down.
I want
Yes.
that. I want that written down.
Okay.
Potato sack, fish slap,
Cutting the cheese.
cheese.
He's eating the cheese while upside
eating
down,
cheese
repeating
upside down,
scripture.
Eating cheese, reading scripture.
While smoking a cigar at the
Yes,
Huntington Humidor.
that's right.
Oh, and there you have it.
All right. Well done, everybody. Well done. Let's go back, find your answers. Okay. All right. First question. Name all the actors who played the role of Hawkeye Pierce. You guys said.
Alan Alda.
And Don Sutherland.
That's also what John Rusciello said. That would be the correct answer.
Yay, look at us.
All right, one for 10. All right, I'm on a roll, baby.
I met Don Sutherland once.
Did you?
Me and Frank, we met him. He used to own a piece of the Montreal Expos.
Oh.
And so we met him at a game once. That's our useless information of the day. 2 of our planets in our solar system begin with the letter M. Can you name them? Diane said.
Mercury
And?
and Mars.
James said.
The correct answers.
John Rusciello had the same answer as you.
Of course he
And
did.
Rothney had the same answer as
Of
you.
course she did. Of course they did.
Mickey said the Milky Way and Mars. The Milky Way is not a planet, Mickey, but good guess.
Good guess. Right letter, anyway.
Yeah, and that would be correct. Diane is 2 for 2 so far.
All right, agree to disagree.
Alternate facts.
If I said to you, see you later, alligator, you would reply,
In a while, crocodile.
that would be correct. Hang on a second, sorry.
So I've been saying it wrong all these years. Oh, all right. You know, that's cool.
Some people say after a while.
Yeah, true. Some people do say that.
Not me, though. Ruins the flow.
Oh, sorry, Fremder, I missed your answer about the planets. M, my anus. Okay.
Yeah.
So John Rusciello said after a while, crocodile.
Oh, we did. See, some people say that.
All right, nobody else said that. That's the only one I see. Yeah, okay. What kind of cat is considered bad luck?
Black cat.
Diane is 4 for 4 so far, although, and James pretty much is.
That my answer's
He
correct.
said large cat.
Yeah, well,
He's not correct.
When you are out in the jungles of, you know,
There might be large
the
black
deepest
cats.
depths of the Amazon, and all of a sudden, you know, You're naked and afraid, like the television show, and you get a jaguar that pops out of the bush. Where are you going to go? Oh, look, a pretty little jaguar. Oh, yes. Hi, kitty. Come on over here. You want a belly rub? You want a belly rub?
I don't disagree
No.
with that.
You're going to shit yourself. You're going to run in the opposite direction. I would say that large is an acceptable answer.
I shit myself now, just the regular cats. They are the weirdest freaking animals in the
I
world.
love cats.
I can't.
They're
Well,
so
I'm
sweet.
allergic as
We have
fuck.
a little black cat at
Do you?
home, and his name is Tuna.
Tuna.
He's so
Tuna.
cute. He's the sweetest thing in the world.
Cats are weird,
He's
man.
so adorable. So cute.
Frender said Thundercats. John Rusciello said Black Cat and Mike Kaplan. Mickey Delaney said a pussy cat.
and the question was the question dangerous or bad luck?
Bad luck.
Bad luck.
What
Yeah.
kind of cat
Large
is
cats are
considered bad luck?
dangerous.
Yeah, and it's bad
Well-
luck that you ran into them into the wild. Come
I-
on now.
All right,
All
I'll
right,
give you that.
come on.
I'm going to
you
give
know?
you that.
Anne
Okay.
Rothney, she said it, Black Cat, with an exclamation point. Don't yell at us, Anne. Calm down.
We yell at you.
That was more like, listen to me, Tony. Pay attention.
Oh, I'm listening, especially when she's riding that Harley. She gets like the muffler right there, and
Yeah. Uh-huh.
and one of these days she promised to demonstrate. Name the 2 states mentioned in the song "This Land Is Your Land." You jumped on this.
From California to the New York Island.
Romeo got it as well. Fremder said definitely not Mexico and definitely not Canada. All right. Next question. The man who invented the Game Boy also worked for, the man who invented the Game Boy worked for Nintendo. What was his position? You said
Soda polisher.
sword polisher or potato chip vendor.
I took my answer from Goodwill Hunting.
Ah.
Yeah, so that's why I went with that.
Well, of course, John Romeo Rusciello was agreeing with you.
Oh.
From
Thanks, honey.
Oh, God.
He's my emotional support friend.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
You just called him a dog or a goose. Fremder said he was a fluffer. Kenny Friedberg, hello Kenny, said he was a mailroom guy. All right, now that you explained the Goodwill Hunting,
It
I will
makes sense, right?
It does make sense because I was going to accuse you of cheating and peeking at my answers because that is the correct
Is it
answer.
really?
Yes.
Get out of town. That's
You-
why I went with it. Goodwill Hunting because he used to clean the place.
You are 6 for 6 so far.
I'm not going to be because there's one coming up I didn't know the answer to.
Well, we might give you credit anyway. What is the name of the sport played on ice with brooms and stones?
I'm right for this one.
You said.
Curling.
You said.
Sunday at Man Laws.
That's right. Kenny Friedberg said curling. John Rusciello said curling.
What is this sport that you speak of?
There's this big round heavy stone, and somebody it's 2 people on a team, and it's like bocce ball on ice, and they roll the stone, they push the stone down the ice, and it slides, and then somebody stands in front of it with a broom to make it move in certain directions to the end of the thing, and get in within a target area, and it's an Olympic sport.
Oh yeah.
It's an Olympic sport, and it's just really kind of fun to watch.
Sounds like a bunch of drunk Canadians came up with
It
that
is
sport.
absolutely 1,000% true.
Fremder says it's a sport in Poland where they're trying to figure out how to make ice water. Oh, that's great.
I like that one.
Okay, so, all right. I'm not sure. I'm seeing some stuff here. I don't know if it's answers to the next question. All right, I'll try it. See what happens. What is the name? Oh, sorry. I see. Yes. All right, I got it. So I had a quiet game of tennis today. Why was it so quiet?
I've been trying to think this through. Think of all the tennis words.
Because nobody watches tennis?
Well, John and Kenny had the same answer. It's a good one, but not the correct answer. But they said their answer was no love.
I thought love, and I thought, what does love have to do with silence? So that was, that was trying to think of deuce, advantage. I couldn't think of anything that had to do with being silent.
Fremder said because everyone was too busy checking her ass out in that short skirt.
Hey?
Yeah. All right.
This is a kid-friendly show. Come on now.
No,
Yeah,
it's
not
not.
really.
Definitely. I can't even let my mom watch.
We did all right. Was that last week she watched? Or did she?
That was my sister. Oh, no. My
your
sister
mom.
was with her, and they watched.
Oh, they
together.
did.
Yeah.
And we were all right,
We were
weren't we?
okay.
We were okay. Not good enough.
No.
Sorry,
fine. Mom doesn't really. You know what? It's more me than it is her. She doesn't say anything, but I just feel like I feel an obligation to not be too crazy.
I have never cursed in front of my mother. Yet I know she watches almost every day, and I just let it rip.
It's
in here.
different. You have a
Yeah.
buffer. Somehow.
I don't
She's
physically
not
see
there.
her. So
Yeah.
yeah. All right. I had a quiet game of tennis today because there was no racket.
Oh, see, no, that's good. I like clean little jokes like that. That's cute.
That's terrible.
No,
I don't
it's
get it.
not.
You don't get it?
I don't
Are
You
you
play
serious?
tennis with a racket.
Tennis racket.
And racket
Racket
is
is a-
noise.
yeah,
what's
another word
what's
for
all that
noise.
racket?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He does too.
This is why he comes in here. Okay, what is the definition of antimacassar? Let's see. Driving around town with the window down and what was it? The middle
Shouting
finger?
obscenities.
Shouting obscenities.
That's what I do on a daily basis.
At
At random people, too.
Oh, I do that all the time. I still do that. I waved, Tommy, and I just Bobby, and I love the reactions. Or some people, hey, I still do it all the time.
Because if you catch the right name, you're not
True.
going to act like they don't know you.
Mickey Delaney says it means listening to Fremder jokes. Rusiella means to be tied up. Kenny Friedberg says cinch it? I don't know what that means. Fremder.
I think he said maybe sing it because I sang This Land Is Your Land.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Fremder says I antimacassed her on the lips between her legs. What?
Oh, God.
This is getting a little weird.
It does.
Getting?
It tends to
This
do
is-
that.
I'm feeling
every
a little uncomfortable. I might need an adult.
Nobody was even close.
He needs a chaperone next time.
You mean I was wrong?
I didn't say it, you did. Antimacassar means a small covering. That's it.
Well, that's an awful lot of syllables for
Yeah.
what a waste.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, and the last question, because we got to get out of here and get ready for Peter Schwartz at 1 o'clock, Sports Bash. I have no idea whose guests are today. In the Middle Ages, men who believed their left testicle only made female sperm would do what to increase their chances of having sons?
Remove it.
I am not repeating James's answer because we don't have enough time. You
And
said
it's the
Remove
right
it.
answer
Have it
anyway.
cut off.
So that's where we'll end the show. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in.
Diane got 8 out of 10
I
correct.
did. Yay.
Yes, in fact, most men had their left testy chopped off because
They did not want a girl. Can
They
you
did not want a
even
girl.
imagine?
And I still
Just-
stand on the grounds that no man is going to have, his testy removed.
Well, clearly you were wrong.
Math was her subject. Apparently, social studies was not yours.
Clearly not.
James Russell, it's good to see you, pal.
It was.
It was
This
fantastic
was fun.
being on the show again.
And we won't say bad things about you next
That's
week.
right. We will not. We
Thank
will
you.
not.
Thank
Definitely
you.
not.
Thank
Definitely
you.
not. Socials, anything you want to promote with the humidor or
Yeah,
anything
come
else?
on. Come, just, folks,
Everybody,
come
go
on
get
down.
go get a cigar at the Huntington.
Thank you.
Humidor.
Yes, come on down.
Yes.
Mention Gov's Comedy Club podcast, and you'll get a free book of matches to light your cigar.
I can provide that. Yes, I can do that.
Okay.
So it is, Tony, is the very least I could do.
All right.
Thank you.
There you go.
Anything this weekend or coming up?
No. Nothing this weekend. The following weekend, we're having my mom's 90th birthday party.
Very
I'm
nice.
going to Florida this weekend.
Oh.
I'm
you're
leaving
gonna go-
Thursday. I'll be home Sunday. But
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
You're
we're
gonna go see your
down.
sister?
No, we're not. We're
If
just
you tell me you're
going
going to go
down.
see John, I'm going to throw up.
I completely forgot that. Yeah, we're just last minute. We're going to go down to West Palm for the weekend. So maybe we're going to have to hook up.
Oh, my.
Just occurred to me. Yes, if he's feeling well.
And the fact you said hook up is now giving him a heart attack.
You know what? It was a very last minute thing. He just bought the tickets because his tenants moved out on Monday, and he thought, we have a free weekend. Let's go. So I didn't even, honestly, just haven't even had time to think about it.
Cool.
Yes.
Very nice.
I'll text you, honey.
All right, we're out of here.
All right.
All right, so Sports Bash with Peter Schwartz coming up in a half hour. We got Nick Greystone and Primal Scream tonight at 7. Hershey and the Keegs tonight at 9. Tomorrow morning at 9, Coffee with the Dog. I'll be back here at 11 with Mike Kaplan. And that's what I was texting during the show. I got a text from Rob Bartlett, who was just here a week or two ago. Well, he's coming back tomorrow. May 22nd in Huntington at the Huntington Cinema Arts Center. If you guys remember, we were talking a few weeks ago because they did one of those stand-up, sit-down nights with Richie Byrne. Well, May 22nd, they're doing it with Rob Bartlett. And Rob Bartlett is a comedy legend. He worked with Eddie Murphy when they were starting out. He was on Don Imus's show for 35 years.
And where are they having this?
This is the Huntington Cinema Arts Center.
Okay.
Wonderful.
It's a
wonderful
go to
place.
the Huntington
Wonderful
Cinema Arts Center and go to the. It's a great excuse to go to the Huntington
Absolutely.
Humidor.
That's right.
Yes.
Holy cow! May 22nd, everybody.
And stop at Meehan's for dinner. And yeah,
It's going to be an incredible
That's a great night. And so I mentioned, he was on Imus. He's been on Broadway. He's been on TV. He's been all over. He's had a great career. He's a legend. And not only did he text me saying he's going to come in tomorrow, but at his stand-up, sit-down event, he asked me to get up and say a few words about him.
Oh,
So
cool.
that is such an honor. It was an honor to do it for Richie Byrne, but now to do it for Rob Bartlett, who, again, just a comedy legend. I'm speechless. So, Frem just says, hold on, I just took my left testy out to the garbage. Scott says, fun show today. Thank you, Scott. So, keep it locked to Gov's Comedy Club podcast. We've got a lot of great shows coming up. And, of course, don't forget Governor's Comedy Club. Go to govs.com. Check out their full schedule. Some comedians playing here this weekend. Anthony Robustiano. Steve Heitner. Anybody know who Steve Heitner is?
Do not.
Any Seinfeld fans?
Yes.
Banya.
No, fan.
Banya. Banya? Banya?
No.
No? Okay. You know him if you saw him.
Probably.
Rosie Fiumara is playing the Giga Room this weekend.
Oh, that's nice.
Peter Anthony is there too. Lou Pratt's. This Sunday, Tom Kelly is playing the Giga Room. We might come in here Sunday and maybe try and get Tom in here and whoever else is hanging around. Carol Montgomery is playing. There's an open mic at the Brokerage Friday night for the Late Show. Mike Fenoya is playing the Brokerage. McGuire's, and our pal Ivory Fields, I believe, is the Brokerage, is at McGuire's too. And last but not least, don't forget Knockem Dead Comedy. Our next public show is at the Knights Columbus in Hicksville.
That was the walk-off music. Sorry, that was the walk-off music.
June 6th at the Knights Columbus in Hicksville. All right, that does it. We've said enough. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy Florida.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Woo.
Thank you
And
for having me on.
we're not waiting 2 years again for that.
No,
That was a lot of
Come
fun.
back soon. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And make sure the goose is awake next time. All right, we'll see you guys later. 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. Enjoy Peter.